What's up YouTube? Welcome back to the Wallet Monkey channel where we give you all the credit intel you need to grow your wallet. Today what I wanted to cover is when hunting for the perfect bank or the perfect credit union goes terribly wrong. Now, there are so many little niche communities now and so many YouTubers and so many videos coming up and blah, blah, blah about like these hidden gem banks that hidden gems don't stay hidden gems for very long. By the time you're seeing it or hearing about it, it's dramatically changed, right? By the time you're seeing like the 5th or 10th video and you're just trying to get a little bit more details, understand that the whole thing is probably changed dramatically in comparison to when you first saw it or first came across it. So anyways, I want to use a recent example that I saw in the Discord. It is Kinecta, K-I-N-E-C-T-A. Kinecta was one of these credit unions that kind of popped up and everyone was going nuts for it. It turned out to be different than what people were expecting. And so let me kind of share some of that with you, and then I'm gonna give you some rules to apply to your hunting out there, right? What happened was this kind of came onto the scene really quick. It was supposed to be one hard pull per 30 days so you could get multiple products out of it. And so here is some of the disaster that is unfolded. Okay, horrible experience with customer service. One member in our Discord reports having 6 hard pulls and no approved products, no communication at all with the institution. Okay, so 6 hard pulls. So that is, we are talking things going horribly wrong. So trying to get an auto loan, credit card, personal line of credit, all of these pulling multiple bureaus. It was supposed to be Experian, then it turns out that it's Equifax and TransUnion. It's pulling both. We're talking 2, 3, 4 week of processing time now just to get communication and things approved, right? What happened was it was being underwritten by a certain institution back up until about March, and then it appears that something changed with the underwriting process, and now things are, gone horribly off the deep end and gone awry. And this is what happens, right? Like this is I will say this is, the downside of playing the game that we're playing, which is where we're trying to find things really early on, trying to get the next hidden gem. And so you have to have this baked into your plan, which is, what do we do when things go horribly wrong? Do we have the tools? Do we have the means to clean things up? And so let's now go through my little list here. Is first off, and this should be the most obvious, is move fast. Okay, when you find this or you come across it in our Discord and people are talking about it, move fast. If you're not ready, or if you think, oh, I'm gonna just jump in there now, get the membership approved, and then try and build up a longer term relationship, okay. Just understand and know that going into it, right? And then if something dramatically changes, are you now finding yourself FOMOing in and like trying to jump and get these financial products lined up right now? If that's the case, then at minimum, have your plan going into it, but make sure we're not changing that plan based on like what you're seeing happening in the community, right? If you're gonna be in the garden, be in the garden, is my point. So the next obvious thing to make sure of, and I've got it at the bottom of the list here, is make sure you have time to actually do this. Like it can be really stressful, and it can be almost a part-time job figuring these things out, and also too, like getting everything, all the information over to the institution and making sure you're staying on top of them, chatting with customer support, calling them, whatever, during the hours that they're open to make sure that this paperwork's getting approved, to make sure these loans are getting approved, all of the things that come along with that. So a lot of times this stuff isn't easy. If it was easy, everyone would be doing it. There is a price to pay, like I keep saying, to be at the cutting edge of trying to find like the next big thing. Okay, so bake that in to your equation. Make sure you understand that going into it, is that things can go wrong. And if they go wrong, do you have the tools to fix this or correct it? In this case, do you have the tools to remove these inquiries? Let's say this was you and you got 6 inquiries on accident. Do you have the tools? Do you have the means to do this? That means now we're starting to fill out letters and consumer reports and call into Experian or Equifax or TransUnion, get these things removed, getting the bank, because I'm sure the bank would even side with you at this point and say, hey, yeah, that was a mistake. We shouldn't have pulled that many hard pulls. Like getting them to fill out the forms or do what they've got to do to help you submit these things to then get these inquiries removed off of your report. All of that takes time. All of that is a potential downside risk that we are attempting to calculate in when we are coming up with these plans to begin with. Right? Also too, another big one is be mindful of rule changes. Like as soon as you hear that the underwriting process has changed or everything's going under review now when it was just smooth sailing, flying through, no POI required, and now all of a sudden everything's getting underwritten, everyone's getting put under review, they're requesting, 1 year, 2 years of W-2s or, whatever from you in terms of proof of income, that's, okay, we need to start paying attention to this, and maybe this window has closed. I usually say that when the underwriting process goes from no POI, smooth sailing, pre-approvals to everything's being underwritten, that's already too late. And Connecta is another great example of this. It was, smooth sailing, and then all of a sudden the underwriting process just completely fell apart and fumbled as soon as people started piling in. So this is a great example of when all of this goes horribly wrong, and when people piling in and making a million YouTube videos about a topic goes horribly wrong, is the consumer tends to suffer in the end. And if you're not ready for this, then you're just really setting yourself up here, okay? Make sure that you're okay with if you turn out to be wrong, or you are, again, at the cutting edge of this thing. So were you wrong? Did they pull from a different bureau than you thought? Was it multiple hard pulls? Did the membership process go differently than you thought? Is there more money required? Make sure you've got these things figured out before you even get started and engage in this process. Have the tools to remove inquiries, mistakes, and make sure you actually have the time to do it. That's it, guys. For a lot of you, this should be common sense. But for those looking to rebuild credit, depending on where you're at, is, a lot of times we can get sucked into this and get FOMO'd in. So let's always come back to a set of rules. Let's always come back to a core plan. No matter how much FOMO is kicking in, no matter how many people are, oh my God, I'm getting 30K credit cards, no proof of income, guys, jump in. No matter how much of that we're hearing, we always got to operate off of a plan. We always got to have a baseline. We always got to have a foundation that we're operating out of. And that's really one of the core goals of this channel, is to make sure that we're building a solid foundation that we can then perform off of and then build off of, right? So anyways, that's all I got for you in this video. If you've got something that you've got in your list that maybe I missed here, or something you'd like to add, comment below. Or if you just want to comment for the algorithms, thank you so much. That helps a ton, gets this video in front of more people. So does just clicking the like button. If you're brand new here and you like this personal finance stuff that we talk about all the time on the channel, stick around, hit the subscribe button, turn on the bell notification to all so that you don't miss out on future videos. Be on the lookout. More action coming to your inbox soon, my friends. See ya.